Divorces are messy for everyone involved, and the NBA stars are not exempt. In fact, they appear to be in a worse situation than others because it not only concerns the millions of dollars they have worked so hard to earn, but it also happens in the limelight because of the media. So join me today as I give you a rundown of NBA players who regret divorcing their ex-wives. Jason Kidd, brutal divorce. Former NBA star and Dallas Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd had an impressive career as a highly regarded as one of the greatest point guards and passers of all time. It is hardly surprising that he is a Hall of Famer given his NBA title, 2 Olympic gold medals, 10-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA First Team member, and 9-time NBA All-Defense Team member. Anyways, aside from his basketball career, his personal life was not admirable as he had a turbulent 10-year marriage to actress and journalist Joanna. He wasn't exactly an ideal husband as he was charged with domestic abuse and pleaded guilty in 2001 for hitting his first wife Joanna over their son. At the time, Kidd admitted to marital abuse and received a $200 fine and was ordered to attend anger management classes. Interestingly, the Phoenix Suns' decision to move Kidd to the New Jersey Nets the following season was driven by the domestic violence incident. In any case, the pair filed for divorce later in 2007 when Kidd was expected to earn more than $18 million and his wife simultaneously filed a counterclaim for divorce. Joanna received an enormous settlement given that there was no prenup and the former couple was ordered to share custody of their children. Humphreys' bizarre divorce. Despite having an impressive college career, former NBA power forward Humphreys' NBA record is one to forget as he spent 13 years in the NBA being bounced around between 8 different teams. Nevertheless, even if he is scarcely renowned for his time playing in the NBA, Humphreys is best known for marrying famous TV star Kim Kardashian. The wedding, which reportedly cost $10 million, aired in a 2-part TV special on E! Unfortunately, in a strange turn of events, Kim Kardashian had to wait 72 days before realizing she had settled for Humphreys, and as a result, she filed for divorce from the NBA player. She cited irreconcilable differences and requested that neither party be awarded spousal support. The former basketball player, who was shocked by Kim's action, expressed in his own statement that he was still fighting for the marriage and was prepared to do everything it took to make it work. However, a few days after he had made that statement, Humphreys filed to annul the marriage on the grounds of fraud as he had given Kim a $2 million ring only to get divorced 72 days later. Humphreys admitted that he was in a dark place for a year after the split as he felt like the world despised him and regrets the union since it was brutal. Steve Nash, ugly divorce. No doubt one of the greatest NBA players ever, 2-time NBA MVP, Steve Nash was once the most talented player in the league. His stint as a head coach with his super team Brooklyn Nets might have left a taint on his legacy, but one can't deny that he was one of the most influential players the league has ever seen. After all, he is a Hall of Famer. In any case, his ugly divorce is one marred by distrust and infidelity. Married to Alejandra Amarilla, a filmmaker from Paraguay with twin daughters Lola and Bella, Nash filed for divorce on the day of his son's birth. It was a bittersweet moment, he said, adding that he and his wife had lived separately for the past several months and were in the process of dissolving their marriage. However, in a surprising turn of events, it was revealed that the child was black, which was a strange occurrence since Nash is white and his wife is Latina, and as such, his wife had been cheating on him. Not only that, but subsequently rumors emerged that Nash's Phoenix Suns teammates Jason Richardson was the father of the baby. However, while he might have been relieved about getting a divorce from a cheating wife, the legal struggle that followed with Amarilla dragged on for years and resulted in a judge placing a restraining order on his ex-wife. Tim Duncan left with a bad image. Arguably the most chill NBA player the league has ever seen, yet even the messy nature of a divorce got the best of him. A 5-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA MVP, 10-time All-NBA First Team, 8-time All-Defense First Team, and a Hall of Famer to his resume, no one can argue that he wasn't a generational talent. Nevertheless, his quiet and good guy persona is something many would remember him for, and yet even the messiness of a divorce made him regret getting one. Back in 2013, the Spurs legend and his college sweetheart wife, Amy Gott, ended their 12 years of marriage with rumors circulating that Duncan was bisexual during their ugly divorce. His ex-wife had accused Duncan of being bisexual despite cheating on him with her personal trainer, hence the rumor, and given Duncan's laid-back persona and the fame of the story ran for years. Tim Duncan was reportedly so hurt by the divorce that he mentioned his ex-wife's betrayal when he testified in federal court against his former financial advisor. Dennis Rodman contemplates suicide. Dennis Rodman is no doubt one of the most polarizing players in the NBA has ever seen. He lived a life that was too wild to be true. However, away from his personal life, he was an exceptional player. Even his biography on the official NBA website states that he is arguably the best rebounding forward in NBA history. Regardless, the five-time NBA champion's personal life was not one to be invited, as he married 3 different times, all divorced perhaps 4 times, seeing as he was once married to himself. Anyway, Rodman and his first wife, Annie Bakes, dated for 5 years before tying the knot in 1992. However, 82 days later, the couple divorced, with the former NBA superstar admitting that he contemplated suicide after his first marriage ended. Later in 1998, he married model Carmen Electra, but just 9 days after the marriage, he filed for an annulment, claiming that he was of unsound mind when they married. They later reconciled but divorced 5 months later. In any case, his last and final marriage, which was his longest, was one he also lives to regret. 4 years after they first met in 2003, Rodman wed Michelle Moyer. However, a year later, Michelle filed for divorce. In any case, they reconciled before officially divorcing in 2012. However, as a part of the divorce settlement, Rodman was required to pay Moyer $3,500 per month for child support, but he avoided the payments, owing approximately $860,000 in back pay for child support, with another $50,000 in spousal support. His most recent divorce has rendered him bankrupt. Shaquille O'Neal. Possibly the most dominant player to ever grace the NBA, Shaquille O'Neal is no doubt the greatest center in NBA history. A career spanning 19 years, with 4 NBA championships, 3 NBA Finals MVPs, and total career earnings of $300 million, and one of the greatest regrets was divorcing his wife, Shawnee. The ex-couple was married for 9 years with 4 kids. In any case, in 2007, Shaq first filed for a divorce, but the couple reconciled and the divorce was withdrawn. But Shawnee later filed for a divorce in 2009, citing irreconcilable differences, and the divorce was eventually finalized in 2011. The divorce settlement left him financially hurt because he had to pay his ex-wife $10,000 a month in alimony and another $10,000 in child support, despite signing a prenup to protect the majority of his assets. Additionally, he had a private settlement with Shawnee, which was still costly as his ex-wife moved to California to file divorce, requesting that the law there requires that Shaq's assets be split in half. Fortunately for Shaq, the courts ruled that the divorce be handled by Florida courts. In any case, Shaq blames himself for the divorce, stating clearly that he made a mistake and was greedy. DWade 5-year, $5 million divorce. Miami Heat legend DWade is no doubt living his best life post-retirement with his actress wife Gabrielle Union. So you might wonder, how then does he regret divorcing his ex-wife? Wade's first marriage was to Savon Funches in 2002. It was a dream marriage for many, as he married his high school sweetheart. In any case, it wasn't the honeymoon story many would imagine, as the 3-time NBA champion split with her in 2007 and filed for divorce in 2010. The court battle was messy, as it was long and drawn out, thanks to Funches' effort to damage Wade's reputation. The divorce dragged on for 3 years before the settlement was finalized, and it was estimated that the former shooting guard's 5-year marriage cost him $5 million in settlement and almost $12 million in legal fees. Even at that, Funches publicly accused him of not paying his $25,000 per month of child support, but the case was later dismissed. Michael Jordan expensive divorce. Last on our list is Michael Jordan, and it appears that Jordan is a GOAT even in divorce. The 6-time NBA champion married his first wife Juanita Vanoy in 1989, and they had 2 sons and a daughter. However, Juanita filed for divorce in 2002, but she then withdrew a month later in an attempt to reconcile. In any case, they eventually ended their 17-year marriage in 2006, citing irreconcilable differences, and Jordan coughed up a lot as the most expensive divorce for an athlete in history. According to reports, Michael Jordan gave up $2.1 million in legal expenses and an estimated $168 million as part of the divorce settlement, and his ex-wife also received his 7-acre mansion in Chicago. Interestingly, Michael Jordan only earned $93.7 million from his NBA contracts in his 14 years in the league. So in many ways, the divorce wasn't only expensive, but one that Jordan surely regrets. Anyway, what do you think of the rundowns? Do you think any of these NBA players' divorce was the right thing to do? Let me know in the comments section.